Hey guys, it's Cindy. Today I'm going to be sharing my TBR for Contemporaryathon Round 2. If you guys have been on my channel for a little while, you know that I did Round 1. I don't remember how many months ago, but I had such a good time. Contemporaryathon is run by Chelsea at Chelsea Darling Reads, Julie at Pages and Pens, and this time they're having a co-host, which is Natasha at My Reading is Odd. I watch all three of their channels. I love their channels, so of course I had to partake in this readathon. I'm so excited for it. I know this is kind of like a last minute TBR. I don't know if I'm going to put this up today, which is Sunday, the day before, or tomorrow, the day of, but either way I wanted to go ahead and put my TBR up there because I am going to be partaking in this readathon. So I'm going to go ahead and jump right in. I feel like my eyes are so heavy today, you guys, because I have on like a lot more eyeshadow than normal, and I'm just like, I don't know, I feel like my mascara doesn't want to dry. I don't know, but I normally don't wear that much makeup unless if I'm filming, so when I do film I feel like my face is like really heavy. I'm also going to be vlogging for Contemporaryathon. I will not be doing daily vlogs because I go to school Monday through Friday and I work on Saturday, and that's just like way too much to commit to, but I'm either going to be breaking it up into 2 parts, or I'll be doing like a weekly wrap-up vlog. So for those of you that watched my Boyfriend Picks My TBR and were asking for more of Carlos and stuff, I will be having him in my weekly vlog since we hang out a lot. So look forward for that. And I'm just going to go ahead and read. I have here like Julie's screenshot on my phone. So I do have 5 books picked out. 5 books is a lot for me. I typically read 1 to 2 books in a week. Typically 1 if it's a really good week, I'll read 2. If it's a great week, I'll read 3. But that's like very uncommon. So 5 books is a lot for me. I do have 1 book though that meets all of the challenges except for the graphic novel. But the rest of the 6 challenges are met by just 1 book, so I could possibly just read this 1 book and then read a graphic novel and I'll be perfectly fine for the week, which is very good because one of my tests actually got postponed for this week, which sucks because I had nothing planned this week other than Contemporaryathon, and now I have a genetics test and I'm just like, ugh, I wanted to just read, but that's 3 minutes in and we still haven't even gotten to any of the books. So the first challenge is your newly acquired contemporary, which is, for me, it's going to be Love, Hate, and Other Filters by Samira Ahmed. I actually picked this up on Book Depository, so it is the UK edition. It's very small, very short, perfect for a readathon. This has to do with a main character that's very into photography, and basically she deals in a society where there is Islamophobia, and there is a terrorist attack that takes place, and the man that committed that attack actually has the same last name as the main character. So I think this is going to be a very interesting, eye-opening book, and I'm so excited to dive into this one. So this one actually meets my second challenge as well, which is a book with pink on the cover. If you guys can see, this is again the UK edition, so it is mostly pink. The US edition I believe is white. So this is the actual, like, this is the book that meets all of my challenges. I could possibly just read this one and it'd be perfectly fine, but I do have other books picked out and I will be trying to get to more than just this 1 book. So the next book is a hyped book. I've heard a ton about this book, especially from Chelsea at Chelsea Darling Reads. I've heard a lot about Rainbow Rowell's books in general, so I just figured it would be a good time to read this one. And this is Attachments by Rainbow Rowell. I said that really weird. But I'm really excited to read this. I know this has to do with a office romance, and I have been getting more into like romance and new adult books because sometimes I feel like it's a little hard for me to like relate to YA characters because I'm 23 now, so it's like I'm a little old to be reading about, like, not old, but like sometimes I can't really relate with like middle school love and like young high school love. Like sometimes I want to read like people my own age falling in love because I can relate to that more, you know. So I'm really excited to read this. I've heard some mixed reviews, but overall I've heard good things. It seems like a very fast read, so I'm really excited to read this one. And the 4th challenge is to read a diverse book, and Love, Hate, and Other Filters is definitely a diverse read, so if I don't get to the other book, I can definitely count this one for that category as well. But the book that I chose is actually one that's in my February TBR, and it is I Believe in a Thing Called Love by Maureen Gu, and as you guys can tell by the cover, it does have an Asian main character, so I'm going to be using that for my diverse pick. And then challenge number 5 is to read a dark or taboo contemporary. And once again, Love, Hate, and Other Filters can definitely fit into this category because it does deal with Islamophobia, which is something that is very taboo in our society and isn't really spoken about. So yes, this one again. But in Contemporaryathon round 1, I read The Girl in 6E and I absolutely loved it. I read that book in one sitting. It was basically, I read it in like 2 sittings, but it was in one day, and I loved it so much. I thought the story was absolutely phenomenal. If you haven't read it and you're over the age of 18, please read it. It's so good. It has to do with a main character named Deanna Madden, and Deanna Madden is a cam girl with murderous tendencies. So she has not left her house in the longest, and she gets everything shipped to her because she makes a shit ton of money doing cam girl stuff. It's so good, so dark, so twisted. It's amazing. So I want to get to Do Not Disturb by A.R. Torre. I cannot wait to continue with this series. I got this one from Book Depository as well. It's just such a great series, guys. Like, definitely pick it up. So the next challenge is to read a contemporary graphic novel. I know a lot of people are actually passing on this challenge, but I managed to get a book that I heard Natasha talking about from My Reading is Odd, and I really wanted to read it, and luckily at my library they totally had it, so I have it on my Kindle currently. It is El Defo, a graphic novel that is actually based off of, like, it's a memoir, so it's based off of the author's own story, and it is about a deaf bunny. So I am so excited to read it, and I think it's going to be a book that I can totally just like, or a graphic novel that I can totally just sit down and read in a couple of hours and knock that challenge out. So the last book is a book that is recommended. I've heard about this book everywhere on BookTube. No one has personally recommended it to me, but I'm going to count it as a recommendation because I've heard so many great things about it, and I haven't gotten to it yet, but it is in my February TBR, which once again I will leave link down below because I've referenced it a lot in this video, and that is Far from the Tree from Robin Benway. I've heard amazing things. I've heard that I need to prepare myself to cry for this book. This also has pink on the cover. The leaves are like pink and orange. So we shall see if I get to this one. I need to read this one regardless this month because it's on my TBR and I actually have to complete those books. So this is my last pick for Contemporaryathon. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys are participating in Contemporaryathon, please let me know what books you guys are reading down below. I cannot wait for this readathon. I love readathons. I wish I could actually partake in more, but sometimes it's a little hard to fit them into my schedule, especially when they're like the same week as all my test weeks. But thank you guys so much for watching. I will be vlogging once again, so please stay tuned for those videos, and I will leave everyone's channels and everything linked down below, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye!